Let's get ready to rumble!
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my Akhis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to Split Decision, episode 43. Today, we were supposed to have Nicholas Asbury as a guest, but I had major technical difficulties, so I'll make it up. I'm going to have him on later on this week. I had to figure things out, as I go. You already know, Akhi mix, master, engineer, produce, split decision while knocking out every single decaf. So with that being stated,
ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Shout out to all my Akhis in the chat box. I appreciate every single one of y'all that's still tuning in. Of course, Split Decision is supposed to come on a Sunday, but technical difficulties is always something you can never prepare for. With that being stated, I'm gonna still have Nicholas Asbury interview later on this week, and also Deontay Wilder team member Tay Jones. So I'm still working on a schedule. I'm blessed with having a daughter. I haven't, my daughter due date is actually today, but God didn't write for her to come through today, so I'm still dealing with that. I'm still dealing with fixing my schedule, so I will let y'all know when Nicholas Asbury interview is going to be on Split Decision. Hopefully it's sometime this week. With that being stated, let's go ahead and get the party started. Before I do so, let me shout out a couple people on the chat. Knowledge is power. Nick Flute, King, Rare Rap. Finally, you pulled up, man. You've been missing for a long time. And everybody in the chat, like I said, if you disagree, call in. The number is in the description box. So, what I say is documented. What I say, I have receipts for. I talk facts, not opinions. When the truth is stated, the other side is nothing but a lie. So, we're going to go ahead and cook it up. Starting on with the first topic. So Virgil Ortiz, he called out the one and only Terrence "The Bug" Crawford. He said, in order to be the best, you have to fight the best. I'm in this game to fight the best, so I want Terrence "The Bug" Crawford. Also, he called out Errol Spence not too long ago. On the come up, he called out Keith Thurman, so he's calling out the big dogs. Obviously, he won't get to Terrence Crawford anytime soon, if we being realistic. And it's not a fight that we should be expecting anytime soon. So if we being realistic, just like I told y'all when Virgil Ortiz called out Errol Spence, we have to see him against a top 10 contender. So Jaron Ennis, for example, he looking for a big name in the welterweight division. And I recall when Keith Thurman was on the come up, calling out Floyd Money Mayweather. What Keith Thurman did, he fought Chavez. It was two hot prospects at the time fighting each other, and Keith Thurman got himself in a position for a world title after that. He became a contender. So that could happen for Virgil Ortiz if he fights Jaron Ennis, for example. The winner is going to be the sky's the limit, but that fight is too dangerous for Golden Boy to make. So I think they're going to let that fight grow for the meantime. So, I have no issue with Virgil Ortiz call. I'm already receiving a call. Hold on. Let's talk about it. Hold on. Yeah, how you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from? Hello?
NSC.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, repeat that one more time.
This is Danny from Tennessee.
All right, Danny, what's up? What you want to talk about? You want to talk about the Virgil Ortiz topic, or you got something in mind?
I just saw your headline and want to talk about the headline. It's all right.
Say it again.
I just want to talk about the headline, Tyson Fury situation.
Okay, let's dive into it. What's up? What's going on?
I'm just wondering if you heard what his brother said regarding the autopsy, and what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Tay Jones already clarified what he meant by that. He said it was the wrong choose. He chose the wrong word. Obviously, he's not a doctor, so he don't know what that is, and I didn't even know what that was either. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, or at least the night, you know, he not a doctor, so he missed. It was a wrong choose of words, so it ain't nothing to it. I mean, he simply meant X-ray. So, I mean, I didn't think too much of it. As long doctors said there's a dent in Deontay Wilder's head and the team confirmed that there's all to it.
Could the dent have come from Tyson Fury's big bear claw covering the side of the head?
Wait, say it again?
Could that dent in the side of Deontay Wilder's head come from Tyson Fury's big XL bear claw clubbing him in the side of the head?
It came from Tyson Fury tampering with his gloves. One thing you can't dispute is science. You can't dent nobody's head with 10-ounce gloves on. The skull won't break before your knuckles. Doctors say, if you Google it, since everybody believe in Google say you will break your knuckles before you break someone's skull. There's a high chance of you breaking your knuckles before breaking someone's skull. The area need to be really, you can't just hit somebody with a 10-ounce gloves on and break somebody's skull. It's not possible. That's why they wear 10-ounce gloves on in the heavyweight division, so they could avoid them type of injuries. So if Deontay Wilder received that type of injury, is because of the obvious reason, which is Tyson Fury tampered with his gloves. And, women lie, people lie, but your eyes don't lie. And as you all see the footage I'm about to play, the gloves look clearly tampered with. They wrinkly. These gloves, yes, they brand new, but if they are new, every fighter in the game will wear these gloves that y'all see in the footage. So, like I said, it ain't rocket science. It's ABCDs. Tyson Fury simply tampered with his gloves, and he turned off the camera in the locker room and got away with it.
Isn't that what hand wraps are for? So you prevent breaking your hand when they wrap up the gauze and they wrap it up a whole bunch of times with the tape. That makes it like a brick.
There's no break. If you I wrap my hands before. This is nothing new. The wrap hands is to keep your joints tight. It's not to avoid an injury like Deontay Wilder sustained. Tyson Fury glove clearly looked tampered with. That's why you wear a glove that's actually padded, not have padding removed from the glove. So, like I said, time and time again, at the end of the day, what do you see? You keep asking me. Are you trying to suggest that Tyson Fury didn't cheat? Is that what you're saying?
When you said the gloves, and gloves prevent hand injury. That's why they wrap their hands.
Man,
that's why they put on gloves.
Tyson Fury is a bare knuckle. He come from a bare knuckle background. He ain't breaking his hands no damn way. He used to fight bare knuckle. He come from a bare knuckle family. He ain't breaking his hands. He breaking Deontay Wilder's face, and I can promise you this. If you get punched in the face, bare knuckle, you will do more you will receive more damage on your face than whoever hits you with his bare knuckles. We see that in fights all the time. Somebody get hit, boom. Next thing you know, he knocked out. So all I'm saying is, let's not pretend like, he gonna break his hand. Bro, this man come from a bare knuckle background. Let's not kid ourselves. Like I said, we got witnesses. Tyson Fury, sparring partner, that actually should have been, I should have interviewed tonight. But technical difficulties stopped that from happening. There's also multiple things like evidence such as photos proving Tyson Fury cheated. We have doctors. Come on, man. Like I said, there's nothing to it. We even got Wilder team confirming the allegations. So, like I said, you keep talking about he gonna hurt his hands. This is not a bare knuckle brawl. You wear gloves for a reason.
You said that his hands wouldn't break because he comes from a bare knuckle boxing background. So you make my point that maybe it's.
But he still have hand wraps. It protects your joint. You won't really throwing punches without gloves. He still had leather on the glove. He still had wrap around his hand, but still that's bare knuckle connection right there because there's no padding. The padding from the glove have been removed. So do you have anything to say when it comes to the photos and all the evidence that's right in front of your face? Are you being Stevie Wonder? So what do you say to the pictures and all the proof? So what I'm trying to figure out where you coming from.
This is what I'm going to say to that. I say that Jay Diaz, his trainer, was sitting there right next to when the gloves are getting wrapped. If it's on anybody, it's on his head trainer.
So when Margarito cheated and Resto, how did that happen? Weren't there some members of the team where they were in their corner? So how did they cheat? How did Margarito get away with cheating?
The corner obviously didn't do its job and protect its fighter.
Exactly. Well, Deontay Wilder already said there was snakes in his camp, and they didn't do their job. With that being said, I got to let you go. I got another caller. Peace.
What about Mauricio Suleiman?
I'm going to talk about him later on. He going to get this work on some Loaded Lux. He going to get on some Loaded Lux work. He going to get that work. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is? Where you calling from?
Yo,
hello?
What up? Am I online?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, man? I just tuned in. I just wanted to make something quick. I just got done watching the Tyson Fury fight, the second fight, and he didn't hit Deontay Wilder with shit. You know, he landed a few jabs, and if you look at that third round, when he sat in the corner, man, he spit out a lot of blood. I just wanted your thoughts on that. I don't know if anybody paid attention to that, but Tyson really never landed anything significant in the entire fight. He just hit him with a few jabs, and it seemed like the man's face was already puffed up. And I want to say the second round, you know.
Yeah, and what did Tyson Fury say before the fight? He said he was gonna dip his hands in gasoline and pour on fire fight night. So that's exactly what he did. He went from a pillow-fisted fighter to Mike Tyson. He went from Fury, the pillow-fisted fighter we all know. I mean, all his opponents say that. Like, that's not nothing new. Everybody said that he don't have devastating power. He don't have power like that. He a light puncher for a heavyweight, right? And all of a sudden, you come to the rematch, and now you're hitting like Mike Tyson. Like you said, he hit him with a couple shots, and Wilder is bleeding. he dented his head. You know what I'm saying? And we could clearly see in the photos that Tyson Fury, his glove were tampered with. So you could go and continue on speaking on the matter.
And I trained at Windy City Boxing with Nick Asbury, you know, and I remember him coming in the gym, man. He was real upset talking about how if he catch Fury, he gonna whoop him. You know, I know that man personally, you know, and you know, I trained with him. I know he not gonna lie about nothing like that, man. He don't got no reason to lie. My question to you is, you know, this a big channel, in my opinion. What is we as the fans could do, you know? And I used to do amateur boxing. Like, what would you think? I mean, is it this is like murder? This is like attempted murder, if you ask me, because it's clear as day the man cheated, and the boxing commission don't have his back. What do you think should be done as far as like taking action? I mean, I don't know, man. But
right. Let me answer that question real quick, but let me read the super chat from one of my Akhis before I do so. Terrence Bailey Sr., he said, blessings and peace, brother. I appreciate it. Bailey, you always showing love. You always showing support. I appreciate every single one of my Akhis in the comment section. But to answer that question, I mean, at this point, really, what people need to do is, it's just like the George Floyd situation. We nearly have to protest. We got to people have to flood the WBC. People have to flood. I mean, Tyson Fury, his page is blocked. ever since he tampered with his glove, he been blocked his page, right? So people have to simply, like, you remember how they used to flood Danny Garcia page with cherries? They need to flood every single commission, the Nevada State Commission. They need to call them, bother them, bug them, and, demand justice. I mean, how can someone cheat in front of our eyes and they're going to, stand next to the cheater, like the WBC president, for example, right? Which I'm going to dive in later on into the topic. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and dive in with the topic with you. So, the WBC president, right? He stood next to Margarito when he cheated against Cotto. I don't know if people know that, but I posted a video and I exposed the situation. When Cotto was going out claiming Margarito cheated, it was the WBC president, Suleiman, who stood next to him and said that he was innocent. So that's the type of corruption we dealing with. We know Margarito is a convicted cheater. He got busted for that. On camera, there's proofs that he a cheater and all of the above. The WBC president stood next to him and backed him up. He said that he was innocent, right? Moving on. Jimenez, she failed both the A and B sample. That didn't stop the WBC president Suleiman from standing next to her, claiming she's still the champion, right? And he did not return the belt to, I believe her name, Cruz. He didn't return the belt to Cruz till George Floyd got murdered. Then 3-4 months later, he decided to strip Jimenez after she cheated. But the WBO, I think it was the WBO, they've been suspended Jimenez. But on the other hand, the WBC stood next to her and backed her up with a statement, a ridiculous statement. I mean, they have no honor. So what I'm pretty much saying is, we know the WBC is corrupted. We know Suleiman ruined the reputation of the WBC.
Right.
Right. So like I said, at the end of the day, or at least the night, I'm doing my part, because you see the WBC strap right here. Like I said, this right here is realer than Canelo's strap. But this right here going straight to the garbage because he ruined the legacy of the WBC. How you condone cheaters? How you back up cheaters and say they innocent when facts say otherwise? He want to question science. WBC had the audacity to say we can't figure out. Science can't tell us how Jimenez cheated or why. Is this man, like, what is he talking about? Like, she cheated to get an advantage against her opponent.
Yep.
How she cheated? She took some damn steroids. This is not rocket science. It's simple. Like I said, at the end of the day, or at least the night, we have to voice our opinion, and we talking facts. See, we voicing our opinion, but we backing it up with facts. The WBC want to defend Tyson Fury blind, which I'm going to expose them later on, is because Tyson Fury, the people that made his glove and the WBC are actually partners. So he had to defend Tyson Fury blind because it will fall back on him. You know what I'm saying? And the Nevada State Commission, like I always pointed out, they never busted anybody in history. They didn't bust Margarito. They did not bust Luis Resto. And they did not bust Maidana. So how can we trust the commission that's corrupted, or at least they're not doing their job? Because you name me one fighter in history that was cheating and they busted him before he cheated, or even after. If let me know an incident that took place in history where the Nevada State Commission actually did their job, or any commission. You could go ahead and take the stand on that.
It was Tyson Fury. I mean, in one of those fights, I read, I think on the Deontay page, where the ref caught something in the ring.
Yeah, but that's the ref, though. That wasn't the commission.
Oh, the commission.
Yeah, I'm talking about the commission, because people keep pointing out, oh, the commission was there. They say, oh, well, Deontay Wilder, one of his team members were there. You know what I mean? So they always say that, and they dismiss the fact that fighters in the past cheated, and there was people from the other team there. The commission was there. So how did the fighters in the past cheat? And why wasn't the commission doing their job then? So why will we all of a sudden accept the commission to do their job now? Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, before I go, man, I trained at Crunk Gym before too, and I never heard nobody bring this up. But the Sweet Pea and them, I don't think that they had anything to do with Tyson and Fury cheating. But I don't know. Like, I'm gonna hang up. But I just want to hear your opinion on that before I go. Do you think anybody?
Hold on. Hear my opinion on what?
On as far as like the Tyson Fury, the people who trained him for that fight. I forgot his name, man. The black guy who trained.
His trainer. Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I really don't know. I can't say because I don't know the unknown. I could judge Tyson Fury because he was the one doing the dirt. I will assume because see, Ben, his former trainer, he definitely was in on the dirt. Let me tell you why. Because according to Nicholas Asbury, when he posted a picture and exposed Tyson Fury back in the day, Get Great at Boxing is a great coach that I've been keeping up, throughout me watching boxing. He stated this was one of the dirtiest thing I have ever seen in the industry. Boxing sucks. The sport is beautiful. The industry sucks though. The day you left, I actually flipped on them in sparring. Ben apologized and asked me to keep it quiet. Tyson was cool. He knew they were wrong, and I don't believe it was his decision. They were trying to hurt sparring partners so he could gain confidence. They changed the gloves the next day, right? So if, like I said, this is something he does in training and execute fight night. So since Ben was on the dirt as well, because in the last fight, in the first fight with Deontay Wilder, remember Ben when he was telling Deontay Wilder. When he was telling Tyson Fury, he said, use the left hand. Use the left hand. That's the key to victory. He kept telling him that. He said, you 1,000 times better than him. Use the left hand. That's when he only tampered with the left hand alone. He didn't tamper with the right glove like he did recently, right? In the rematch. So I have to say that he practiced this in sparring. He practiced coming forward in sparring because according to Nicholas Asbury, he didn't have power coming forward. So at the end of the day, or at least the night, he had to tamper with gloves to gain confidence and know how to fight coming forward with having power. This is something he practiced in training and executed fight night. So whoever was training him, somebody had to know.
Damn.
I'm because like I said, you gotta realize that, in the sport of boxing, you gotta pretty much whatever you do in training is what you're gonna execute fight night. So it ain't like Tyson Fury gonna be sparring all his sparring partners without tampering with his gloves, and then fight night he gonna tamper with his glove. He tried to gain confidence in training, according to Nicholas Asbury, and according to the coach. So that's something he did in order to get familiar with having power fight night. And that's what he pretty much did against Deontay Wilder. So I have to believe he did because, see, these footages you all about to see is Tyson Fury tampering with his gloves and sparring against Nicholas Asbury and many more other fighters. And you can see his left hand in the palm area. You can see Tyson Fury fist in the palm area of the glove. So this is something, like I said, he practices sparring and executes fight night. He's an expert at this, Only a cheater knows how to get away with cheating. And Nicholas Asbury been calling him out on this from day one. This is nothing new. Nicholas Asbury been, calling him out on this. Been threatening him. And, there's no justice in the sport of boxing, even though it's the most dangerous sport. But yeah, you could finish your last thoughts.
I just want to say for all the people, who trying to say that Tyson Fury didn't cheat, it's bullshit. If you don't want to, say that it was the glove, then I just want to know, like, what's your thoughts on Deontay Wilder spitting all that blood out and the man didn't get hit with nothing but a jab. Like the first 2 rounds, when he went back to that 3rd round, just watch when he was in the corner. He spitted out a lot of blood. He had lumps on his face. That ain't come from no punches. But hey, man, thanks for having me on the channel, man. God bless. I'm tuning in.
Appreciate it, Akhi. Jason, I got you.
Take care, man.
Take care. So, Terrence Bailey, appreciate it, Akhi. My man said you need to wrenches, Akhi. Too many trolls in the chat. Hey, but none of them got the cojones to call in. See, none of these trolls got the cojones to call in. They simply keyboard warriors. They stay eating that wild boar, that contaminated meat that doesn't allow their cojones to grow, because I'm giving them an opportunity to call in and debunk everything I have to say. But they are being a no-show, because when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So I dare any one of these trolls in the decafs, force them to call in, because I actually want them to be here. You know, they don't got the cojones to call in, but they stay trolling. So with that being stated, I'm going to talk about, you know, Tyson Fury and all of the above in a few. But first of all, I'm going to go ahead and get some of the topics over with. But like I said, the people in the chat, if you disagree, call in. Just put your... I got a caller, so let me see. I hope it's a decaf. I wish it's a decaf. I wish hold on. How you doing, Akhi? Hello?
Yeah. I'm watching Akhi Live TV right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. What's up?
Okay. Yeah. I just want. Okay. I'm very much into boxing. I box myself, amateur. I saw the gloves. Anybody with a brain knows that Tyson Fury was hitting with the wrist on the first knockdown. In the second fight, they show a replay from the bottom view angle. You could see left jab, right punch. Right punch had no padding in the glove. And anybody with two eyes could see this. I was just wondering. Anybody could see it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who boxes know what they're looking. People who don't box do not know what they're talking about. They just root out of racism and they root from ignorance. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it was a left hook actually, and he, like you said, it was an open fist, but it's because his fist was simply in the palm area, and then the right glove we already know is tampered with, because as you all could see in the footages, it's clearly tampered with. You all could see the glove caved in, curved in. You never see this with any other professional boxing gloves, because they usually puffed out. Deontay Wilder glove was puffed out, but Tyson Fury glove is puffed in and has 2 dents on the glove. And according to the...
Yes, sir. And you know what? You know what I noticed? I watched the second fight like 3 times. Okay. In the first, prior to the first knockdown, Tyson Fury landed about 4 right hands. After the second right hand he landed, you could just when I box, when I land, I like to see how a guy reacts. When I watch fights, I see how they react. You could see Deontay Wilder's eyes opening up wide, like as if he's shocked. He's shocked in the power that Tyson Fury has in the second fight that he did not have in the first fight. Because we all saw the first fight, Tyson Fury landed several right hands on Deontay Wilder, and he lasted 12 rounds. They couldn't phase Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder has natural power, and he's a tough fighter. The second fight, every single right hand that Fury hit Wilder with, it was affecting him. You saw his reaction. His eyes opened up big, and he started bleeding from places that a fighter should not be bleeding from. The inside of the mouth, the inside of the ear. It made 0 sense.
And the man had a cut in the back of his head. He had a cut inside of his ear. He had a dent on his skull, which is physically impossible for 10-ounce heavyweight gloves to cause that type of damage. Even Deontay Wilder doesn't dent anybody's head. And we all know Wilder has more power than Fury. You know what I mean? So
way more power.
Yeah,
way more power.
We all know what time it is. Tyson Fury definitely tampered with his gloves. You could clearly see that his gloves are tampered with because they wrinkly. That's one. They curved in.
You can see his fingers. Yeah. You can see the fingers in the glove.
The fist nearly. You know what I'm saying? So it's clearly tampered with. And in the sport of boxing, you know, that should never ever happen because it's a sport where you could physically kill your opponent. We're not playing with a ball. We're not playing soccer, football, none of that. is two fighters in the ring. Right.
You don't play boxing.
You gotta have two cojones. You gotta have two cojones to get in the ring. Just like you gotta have two cojones to call in. But these decavs you see in the chat, they don't even got cojones. They have female parts. They have female parts. You see them talking shit, but they won't call in. You know what I'm saying? Because they scared.
You know what I'm saying?
Scared of the truth.
They're always from the UK. Hey, I mean, no disrespect to the UK, but some of them from the UK, a lot of them are racially biased. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I want to say one more thing real quick. I'm sure the commission seen the video where Deontay Wilder's cornerman unplugged the camera.
Man,
I'm sure they seen I also watch Dante's boxing. You know what I'm saying? Your code channel. You can see, anybody with two eyes can see. The photographer that took down the pictures, because I'm sure that Tyson Fury's team paid him to take down them pictures. That guy took pictures for Mayweather Canelo. He took pictures for several other fights. I heard he's a known sports photographer. There's no way he could alter those photos.
And then you know what they say? They say, oh, they were tampered. The photos were Photoshop. Right. Then when their photos turn out to be real, they simply admit it and told on themselves, man, them gloves look tampered with. They can't be real. If they real, then Tyson Fury definitely cheated because their photos look tampered with. That's what they said. They said they were Photoshopped. They have videos of debunking that. How you debunk when it turned out the photographer, we asked him, you know, were the photos real? He said absolutely. Like, why would he?
Exactly.
Why would he Photoshop
and he's a respected photographer.
Yeah,
he's a respected photographer.
Why would he Photoshop his pictures?
He got no reason. He has nothing to gain. He has nothing to gain from Photoshop.
The whole purpose of being a photographer is to be professional and take original photos from fights.
That's right.
What's the point of tampering with you know what I'm saying, like with photographing the with photographing the picture if you're going to be a photographer. But again, they admitted that Tyson Fury cheated. But I got another caller. Let me go ahead and pick it up. I hope it's a troll.
Hey, man. I love your channel. I love your channel, Akhi.
I love you too, Akhi.
All right.
How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
Hey, man, it's Terrence Baylor Senior, man.
Terrence, talk to me. What's going on?
Hey, man, that photographer that took down those pictures, man.
Yeah.
Let me. You know why I think he took those pictures down, man?
Why?
I think he took those pictures down, man, because I think that his credentials were probably threatened.
I mean, I know they threatened something. You know what I'm saying? They threatened him, and they also possibly offered him a lot of money, because you got to remember that. Why would you take down photos like a gallery? I'm not talking about one or two. He took down a gallery because he was pressured, obviously. Why would you take down your photos at the moment where they getting the most clicks? They getting the most views. You know what I'm saying? So why would you make that decision? Why would you make that decision unless you were told to? Unless they told you, hey, if you don't do ABCDs, you ain't gonna be in the same position you are in right now. You know what I'm saying? So obviously he had to play by the game.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, who threatened to take down? Who threatened to take his credentials? I think it was Suleiman and the WBC.
Absolutely.
If you don't take that down, because they the only ones that would have a dog in the fight. If you don't take that down, you will not take another picture at a WBC sanctioned fight.
Right. I mean, it could be Tyson Fury and his team. It could be Bob Arum. It could be ESPN. I mean, ain't no telling. Tyson Fury has full cover insurance. And, you know, there's a lot of people that have insurance, but they not really full cover. Tyson Fury Hope Insurance is the perfect protection. I mean, he got the complexion for the protection at the end of the day, because like I said, you know, it don't matter what Tyson Fury does. He could take Combuterol, he could take steroids, and they gonna cover that up for him. He could tamper with his glove, they're going to ignore it. They're going to back him up, and they're not even going to open an investigation. You know what I'm saying? The photographer comes out and, you know what I'm saying, like, exposes Tyson Fury. There's photos. It ain't just the photographer. Let me make it clear. It ain't just the photographer. It's the whole night. And it's also Forbes. Forbes have mad pictures where Tyson Fury glove was curved in, caved in. So what? Did Forbes also photograph Photoshop the pictures too? And then what Tyson Fury fans going to say next? Are our eyes been Photoshopped? You know what I mean? So it's like they keep contradicting themselves because at the end of the day, they're going to run into a wall. They said that the photos are Photoshopped, meaning that the gloves look clearly tampered with. It can't be real, because if it is real, then Tyson Fury definitely cheated. Then when it turned out to be real, they pay the photographer to take the photos down. Now what? Did they admit that Tyson Fury cheated? Absolutely not. They keep making excuses, but we keep stating facts.
Well, see, the game's a wrap right now. See, the game's a wrap, and see, this is what it boils to, right? It boils down to right now. I'm gonna make a couple points, and then I gotta bounce.
I got you.
What it boils down to now is that this is new media is steamrolling over old media. New media is breaking the news, having exclusive access to the fighters, and giving exclusive news to the masses that old media is trying to protect their interests and their contracts and their big dollar contracts and their big dollar fighters who can't fight.
Right, and they can't be trusted. Old media can't be trusted. They sold themselves for credentials.
Especially ESPN, which you can Google ESPN, and Wikipedia even says that ESPN is known for conflicts of interest.
Right.
That's one thing.
I'm gonna need you to call back because I think this is a troll. I'm hoping it is, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. But I'm gonna actually dive into a topic I want to talk about. So make sure you call me back.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, peace. Damn. Hold on. Hello, how you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah. You
Who
live?
is Akhi?
Yes, sir.
Holy smokes, brother. Listen to me very carefully. I've been watching your show. You do a great job, you and Deontay, man.
Oh,
I'm calling from
fam.
Toronto right now.
Toronto.
You know
Shout out to Toronto and everybody in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto, Canada, brother. This is crazy that I'm talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been watching you talking about this Deontay Wilder Fury stuff. You know what I'm saying? I even watch you, and my girl is here. She listens and she hears it. We're big boxing fans. And,
I appreciate it, man.
I love your points, man. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, my name is Jay. Actually, it's Jamil. You know what I'm saying? It's an Arabic name. I'm not a Muslim or anything like that.
Yeah, that's an Arabic name all the way. Hey, you know what it means. You know what it means.
I know exactly what it means.
It means you.
So when I hear how you talk, I'm beautiful. That's what they tell me. I'm your Akhi, just like how, you know what I'm saying? I hope you understand that. Yes, and I'm calling because I really wanted to say something specific. But I have a channel too as well that I've been trying to start, but it's not about that. And I was trying to record a video, but I said maybe it's better if I just call in and talk.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So that I can express it the right way, right?
Yes,
because
sir.
I think there's a lot of things that people are talking about. And I agree with a lot of what everybody is talking about. But one thing that I think that is being missed is in one of the conferences that Wilder and Fury had, where Wilder said to Fury, "Don't forget who brought you to back to big time boxing."
Right.
He said, "Don't forget who brought you back to big time boxing when you were about to commit suicide, when you were taking your drugs, and so on and so forth." And I think that what we shouldn't do as people, not just as black or white, I think that that's a big point of it, but I think what we shouldn't do is make it seem as though it's, you know, oh, he was weak or this and that. Fury is he's a heavyweight and he's a champion, and we should give him his credit until he is proven guilty, because that's what we would want as black people. However, we should also understand that I think when Wilder said that, we don't know why he said that. And I think that hurt that man's ego. I think the reason why he cheated, he did cheat, that's for sure. But why he cheated was because when Wilder said that to him, that crushed his ego and his pride. It crushed him. They could not, as a unit, and when I say as a unit, I'm talking about everybody that's trying to cover up for Fury. I think that they were just like, you know what? We can't allow this white man to come off as though some black person was able to support him and help him. Because no, black people don't support white people. White people support black people. So in one sense, you don't want to make it a race thing, but in the reality of it all is this. They don't want it to ever come off as though a black man could bring back or support a white man coming back from, what he was coming back from, his struggle.
Yeah, so, but...
Because the narrative is always, they're helping us coming back.
Well,
and
let me say this, because, see, you got to realize that Tyson Fury, when he first came back, ESPN wrote the narrative that he was coming off depression, when we all knew he was coming off a suspension for taking steroids.
Yeah.
So, of course, they scripted the whole Tyson Fury story. They made a couple fake documentaries when they could have pretty much told the truth and inspired a lot of people that you could make mistakes. You could make a mistake and still come back, but they ruined the message, right? So after that, he tampered with the glove in the first fight, right? He tampered in the glove in the first fight with his left hand. Then in the rematch, he did both hands. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, what old media is doing in ESPN, they never had a win on this level. What I mean is like Jeffrey knocking out Jack Johnson, for example. When Jack Johnson knocked out Jeffrey, there was riots. There was riots because Jack Johnson knocked out Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, they called Jack Johnson cocky. Because how can you knock out a fighter on the hope list and smile? You're not supposed to smile. You're supposed to, don't make no impression and walk away. So they call him cocky because he will knock out a fighter on the hope list and smile. He will celebrate. That was cocky. And then they trained Joe Louis. They trained Joe Louis to be a soldier, to knock his opponent out and not smile. That's why you always see Joe Louis after he done knocking somebody out. He will always walk away, and it will seem like he took a loss. It will seem like he the one lost instead of win because he won't celebrate because he was trained that way, and that's why he was a soldier. People don't even realize that Joe Louis was actually a soldier and went to I think World War II, right? So what I'm pretty much saying is with Tyson Fury, with Tyson Fury, like I'm saying, with Tyson Fury, they protecting this win at all costs because, like the WBC president said, this is one of the biggest wins of the century. Matter of fact, what he should have said is the truth, which is this is the biggest win of the century when it comes to a fighter on the hope list, being a fighter on the coincidental list in this type of fashion. Where he simply watched them. So that's what he really meant. He was like, man, y'all can't take this away from us. I don't give a damn if he beat him with a bat or not. He didn't cheat. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's why he threw his reputation out of the window. The little bit he have left because he condoned cheaters all the times. He condoned Margarito. He condoned. He stood next to Margarito and claimed he was innocent when he cheated against Cotto, and he did the same thing against Jimenez.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, it's like this. PBC. Well, what belt was it that they were talking about? Was it the IBF or the WBO? Where they were like, that don't matter no more because they were like, they don't rate that belt no more
because of Bob Arum, the WBO. You're right.
The WBO, right? So here's my thing, and this is why you see. Like you hear like a Mayweather talk, and you hear the people that Mayweather par with. I don't know if you guys use par over there in the States, but here in Toronto, when you don't agree, when you don't collaborate with people, or you don't work with people on certain terms, we say, yo, we don't par with you. We're not brethren.
Yeah,
you understand?
The way they say over here, we don't F with you. But yeah, I got you. That's a proper way.
We say that too. Yeah, we say that shit too. We don't F with you either. But over here, if you want to say it pretty, we don't par with you.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
We don't par with you.
So
I got you.
What I'm saying is that when the PBC and Al Heyman and these people get, and they say, yo, we don't recognize that belt. I don't know specifically why they said that, because I wasn't in the room with these millionaires and billionaires, and I don't pretend that I know why. And
I could inform you.
All day, right?
I could inform you.
However,
you can make your point. Go ahead and make your point, and I'm going to inform you why they said that. But you could go ahead and make your point.
Okay, yeah, I would love that. But here's what I'm saying. And I have an understanding kind of why, but I'm just saying there's always an underline, like reading between the line point. All I'm saying is this. I agree with them. And what I'm saying is that we should also make it a point to avoid whoever else. Like, we should follow. Sometimes to be a leader, you have to know how to follow. You understand? And what Al Heyman and Mayweather and them are doing is showing you that these people have been scamming and controlling and manipulating and taking advantage of people for the longest while. And that was just a small step in their grand scheme. And they're trying to do it in a politically correct way, because they understand that if they don't do it that way, these people, old media, is going to find a way to deter and distract and manipulate and make sure that nobody gets what what they deserve.
And that's a great point. That's a great point you pointed out right there, because that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. That's what they do. That's what I tell people all the time. Racism exists today just like it did yesterday, just politically correct. In a politically correct way. They doing it in a smarter way, because they can't get away with the things they used to get away with in the past. And just to inform you
understand.
I understand completely. But just to inform you why Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather made that statement is because the WBO, Bob Arum has them in his pocket, because he will sign fighters and he guaranteed them a WBO title shot right away. Like, because, he simply has connection with him. For example, Lomachenko, he promised him he could give him a title shot in the second fight. And he told the WBO, hey, listen, I want Lomachenko to fight for a second title shot for y'all belt, because he won't sign unless I could promise him that. And they told him, we got you, don't worry about it. Then he loses that fight, and the WBO has a rule that says if you coming off a loss, you can't fight for the strap. Ironically enough, he fought for the WBO strap again after Salido couldn't make the weight and moved up a division, and he fought Gary Russell for that same strap coming off a loss to Salido. You know what I mean? So that's the type of correction. That's the type of correction.
And the Lomachenko, he accepted that. So you know what? Here's my thing, right? When he got whooped and took his first loss, you know what I'm saying? Basically, here's what happens. As a boxer, like, listen to me. I am not no champion or this and that, but I respect what they do so much, because let me tell you something. If you walk into a bank and the banker says he can make you $1 million and he does it, you respect that man or you respect that woman. You understand? You invite them to dinner and you take them with your family and you say thank you. You say thank you because now I can take care of my family. So as Lomachenko, as he can take that and act like it's okay, and he doesn't go to ESPN with his own mouth and say, how dare you try and mess with my reputation. We don't even, listen to me, we don't even talk about that guy anymore. As a matter of fact, anytime ESPN puts on a boxing match, we don't watch it anymore. How dare they watch Fury put a dent in a man's head? You understand? Mm-hmm. And even think and consider the fact that they can put him back on the TV again. You know what I'll do? I will shut off my TV and not put it on again until new media starts showing some boxing.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. Hey, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to make a change.
That's the only way.
We have
a man like you and a man like Deontay, a man like you and a man like Deontay, and so on and so forth, and everybody else that's all about this. It's not about being the biggest boxing, the guru, or the historian, or this and that. What we need to stop doing is making people feel like you have to know every boxer. This and let me tell you something. When I watched boxing, the first boxing match I ever watched, it was Provodnikov, and there was another boxer. I always forget his name.
Algeria?
No, not Algeria. Provodnikov, and the boxer was wearing blue and orange trunks. A Latino fighter. If I remember, it will come back to me. But it was the first fight that I ever watched, ever. And they were just, it wasn't no skill to the fight. Provodnikov don't fight with no skill.
Yeah,
but the man is a warrior. He's a warrior. Right? But I watched it, and then that's when I found out about Mayweather. And I went onto YouTube, and I watched every Mayweather fight. Every single one. So these people are trying to pimp these hard-working men and women, and take their money. And they're doing it because
and that's why new media here. We here so we won't allow no cheating in the sport to happen. We give everybody a fair shot. Like I said, I simply tell the truth. If you hate Akhi, you simply hate Akhi for telling the truth, because I'd rather be hated for telling the truth than be loved for telling a lie, unlike these decaf wizards like Max Kellerman and them, Larry, Jim Lampley, and all of the above. You know what I'm saying? So,
you want to get someone by the section?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
I
appreciate it.
You don't ever think, don't ever think.
You need to call in more often, though. This is your first time calling in, man. I love talking with you, but you need to definitely call again. We love the Toronto accent as well. You know what I'm saying? You need to, put us on with some new terms. Today we learned part. I'll part with you. You know what I mean? We're gonna part away.
All right.
But with that being said, call again and make sure you stay on the lookout on the chat to make sure if you see any decaf, force him to call in. I want some smoke. All right.
We got that high grade. Everything nice, everything ivory, all the time.
Talk to me nice. I got you. All right, Akhi 100. Appreciate it. My man from Toronto. So, let me go ahead and knock out a lot of topics out of the way. Y'all done made me jump to this right away. So, I'm going to pick up the calls. Once I get a lot of topics out of the way, I'm going to just steam right through them. So, like I said, Virgil Ortiz called out Terrence Crawford. Now, that's not realistic at this point, but what's realistic is Jaron Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz. That fight reminds me of Keith Thurman versus Chavez. They were both prospects at the time. They fought each other. Then Keith Thurman became a contender. I believe Chavez even had an interim title. So with that being said, Virgil Ortiz, before getting a pound for pound #1 title shot against Crawford or even fighting Errol Spence, he have to prove himself against a candidate like top 10 welterweight. It's very packed. We got Ugas, we got Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, and many more fighters like Porter and Jaron Ennis. So with that being stated, the sky is the limit. I would love to see Virgil Ortiz versus any of these guys. I would love to see Virgil Ortiz versus Keith Thurman as well. He called out Keith Thurman. That's a tremendous fight to have at the welterweight division. Virgil Ortiz is yet to make his step-up fight. Once he do, we could pretty much gauge how great he is. On to the next round. Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao are negotiating with each other after the WBO mandated Ugas to fight Romas. So Manny Pacquiao could possibly be fighting Mikey Garcia next after the Terrence Crawford negotiation fell through. I told you all, I knew they were pretty much capping. I won't believe it till I see it. And like I said, it did not happen. He was pretty much using it for leverage. According to Bob Arum, he said there wasn't no investors willing to pay. I believe Manny Pacquiao is just plain as smart. He knows what he's doing. He always negotiate with multiple people to get the leverage on the table so he could eat the most, as he deserves to, because he deserved to enjoy the fruits of his labor. But the Mikey Garcia fight is very, very tricky. I know a lot of people sleep on Mikey Garcia's skill. I know the way Errol Spence spanked him, a lot of people really thought he's all sweet at the welterweight division. Now, against Vargas, he showed that he still carried his power at welterweight. He just couldn't find nothing to hit against Errol Spence. But against Vargas, I believe he dropped Vargas at one point. He hurt him on more than one occasion. It was pretty much his power that saved him. Mikey is not the hardest hitter. Mikey is not the fastest puncher in the world, but he is one of the hardest hitters, and he have a high IQ and good timing. But as far as his speed, it's really not there. Especially even at 126, he never had the most speed. So against Manny Pacquiao, who's very fast, that fight could play either way. That fight could either go Manny Pacquiao route, where Manny Pacquiao's speed is overwhelming Mikey Garcia, where Mikey Garcia can't deal with the speed and the awkwardness of Manny Pacquiao. That could be a huge possibility because of Manny Pacquiao's footwork and his hand speed and his power. But on the flip side to that, Mikey Garcia has tremendous chin. He has tremendous timing and good power at the welterweight division. These three combination with his 1-2, it will be very interesting to see how Manny Pacquiao deal with that, because when Marquez fought Manny Pacquiao, it took him up to like the third round to find the timing for his right hand. Floyd Mayweather found it in the first round. On the other hand, Mikey Garcia, can he really time Manny Pacquiao coming in, even with his overwhelming speed and combination? I believe he can. I think that's a tricky fight for Manny Pacquiao. I think he's sleeping on Mikey Garcia. I might have to favor Manny Pacquiao slightly, but you never know. I might pick Mikey Garcia to win because, like I said, he might have his kryptonite, which is the right hand. For the moment, I am favoring Manny Pacquiao, especially the way he looked against Keith Thurman. I mean, but still, I believe Mikey Garcia have good power and better timing, and I think he's going to fight his fight, unlike Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman tried to prove a point. He tried to come forward, especially after Manny Pacquiao surprised him and dropped him in the first round after all that trash talking. So he tried to definitely prove a point and get back on the scorecards, but he definitely he hurt himself, and I think he just had the wrong game plan that he was trying to execute. Keith Thurman was never a guy that was supposed to be coming forward on some Errol Spence. He's just not that type of a fighter. But Mikey Garcia, on the other hand, I feel like he's going to play the waiting game and try to time Manny Pacquiao coming in and catch him with that right hand, especially when Manny Pacquiao throw that Superman punch. We all know he got put to sleep doing against Marquez. That Superman punch where he jumped and both of his legs weren't on the ground. That what could get Manny Pacquiao in trouble is him lunging with the left hand or the right hand. But Mikey Garcia have to find the timing, and he still have to have the power in order to put Manny Pacquiao out. Does he really have the power to put Manny Pacquiao out? That's the $1 million question. You really have to time Manny Pacquiao with the one. You got to connect right. But I think Mikey stylistically is a very bad style matchup for Manny Pacquiao. But we will see. So the WBO stripped Pasputin for testing positive for steroids, and they ordered Ugas versus Ramos, I believe his name is. Sorry if I mispronounced his name. The winner should face Bereyev. I think that's his name. Hold on, let me pick up the call real quick. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
How y'all doing? Yeah, I just got a quick point I want to make. For Tyson Fury, I'm not sure. What did Wilder say that he was going to make Tyson Fury a trivia question for Black History Month?
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's what he said or if they said that.
He did some. He said something around them lines. And then what did the commission do? And Tyson Fury team and whoever was involved, they allowed Tyson Fury to get away with the dirt. They pretty much, did Deontay Wilder dirty by cheating on Black History Month. What a disrespect. But go ahead.
Well, I see you bringing up race a lot. The only person that's brought up race is Deontay Wilder. You saw what Tyson Fury said. He said, this has nothing to do with race. This has to do with man versus man, mano y mano. But Deontay Wilder came out with Black History Month.
So you're talking about cheater versus cheater versus a man that fight fair. So how you explain Tyson Fury right glove where it was clearly tampered with and caved in? How you explain that? Well, and wrinkled.
Well, basically what I say to that is black people are hurt that their black cane got beat down.
This is okay. Really answer the question. Answer the question. The question is very clear.
Man got beat
I didn't
down.
ask him.
The white man beat down the black guy, and they didn't like it.
I didn't ask you.
They're hurting because their black cane got beat down.
You sound like the usual decaf. The question is very clear because you're the one bringing up race. Tyson Fury cheated to get the win. This is not about Deontay Wilder losing. This is about Tyson Fury cheating. So answer the question. How did the pictures is displaying, it shows Tyson Fury glove caved in, curved in. It shows the glove is wrinkly. You could see his knuckle nearly. How you explain that? Answer the question.
Well, Wilder shouldn't have got beat by it. No, was cheating. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So that just means Wilder's a little pussy.
The question
is, beat by a white man. You can't accept it.
You can't accept it. You sound like a country racist.
You should have landed that right hand. The biggest power in the history of the sport.
You sound like a racist decaf. You sound like a racist decaf.
He should have landed that right hand, shouldn't he? Shouldn't he?
You should what?
Shouldn't have landed that right hand. He couldn't do it because he got beat down.
Because
he's
Tyson Fury
he's a big bum.
Okay.
He's a wilder
exactly.
bum.
You just showing your true colors. You just another racist fan. So like I said, the question is pretty clear, but the decaf want to ignore it by talking and trolling, being emotionally attached. The truth hurt his feelings. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
Hey man, it's Terrence Bailey again, man. Hey, I just heard that guy, man. Look, I hate to do this. I really, really hate to do this.
Go ahead, do it,
man. The month of February is Frederick Douglass month, right? Black History Month. But it started out as Frederick Douglass month. It later transitioned into Black History Month. February 14th is Frederick Douglass's birthday. That's how it started.
Right.
Frederick Douglass is my 5 times great uncle. He was my 5 times great grandfather's little brother. My 5 times great grandfather is Perry Bailey. You can look it up. My name is Terrence Bailey. Terrence Bailey Senior. You can Google me. Right. Now, the fact that this dude just brought that up and come on there with that, his whole speech, his little twang, just gave him away completely.
Yeah, like I said, he came out of the closet. He a racist.
Yeah,
he a racist. He the same person. He the same person condoning the cop killing George Floyd, claiming because black people are they violent, they strong. The cop was scared when he had 4 people on top of him and he was handcuffed. That's the same type of people that try to justify that situation. Like I said, he simply came out of the closet because I asked him a simple question and he didn't answer it. He wanted to talk about Black History Month. Well, Tyson Fury cheated Deontay Wilder on Black History Month. If he had any respect for black people, he would not have cheated Deontay Wilder, especially as a man that gave him the payday.
I got you on that, but I want to counteract him personally.
Yeah, go ahead, do that,
and let him know that the fact that whole month started based on my uncle to begin with in the first place, and that Tyson Fury would come out there and cheat that man, and cheat with those gloves, and then Horatio Suleiman, who is a Mexican, which this same guy who probably was with Trump saying that these Mexicans can't cross the border,
right?
When the Native Americans probably should have said, or probably regretting that their ancestors let his people cross the border in the first place. And now he talking this cold ass shit right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no business talking anyway because Native Americans are probably saying he shouldn't cross the border anyway. The Native Americans are saying that he's an illegal alien.
Right. He said
you know what I mean?
Mexican people are
the Native Americans should have had better immigration control.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, Trump is the same guy that told all the Hispanic people that, especially Mexicans,
they were rapists. Yeah, they were rapists. And this and the other.
Yeah, and then
Suleiman and his brother is up there with in a picture with Trump, and they cut out the two black heavyweight champions out of the picture, and they sitting there in a picture with Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I wanted to talk about. He recently posted that up to show that he support Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? But how ironic is it that
he don't support no Black Lives Matter? That's a damn lie.
I know, but let me. That's why he posted the picture. He want to show, we this is in the honor of Jack Johnson. So you want to honor a person that's dead? However, you stand next to a cheater and mistreat Deontay Wilder while he's alive? That's why I say this shit's still going on to this day. You telling me.
That's why it's Black Lives Matter. That's why it's Black Lives Matter because he's 6 feet deep. That's why it's Black Lives Matter because he's 6 feet deep. It don't matter because he's 6 feet deep. That's why he did that to Discern. That's why he doing that to Deontay Wilder. That's why he did it to Devin Haney, put him in recess. That's why they Blue Blood reported Charlo. That's why they reported that on ESPN that they about to do that to Devin Haney, saying that his belt don't matter because he didn't fight for it. They gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? The WBC is not a legitimate belt. All African American fighters need to throw that belt in the trash. That belt is not legitimate if it's not for African American fighters. And African American fighters need to throw that belt in the trash.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, we all know what time it is. Like I said, this is the same man that want to stand next to Trump and cut off Deontay Wilder off the picture, and he want to honor Jack Johnson. However, with that same breath, he want to call Deontay Wilder stupid and discredit Wilder and basically allow Tyson Fury to cheat and back him up. Like I said, how you honor somebody that's dead and mistreat Deontay Wilder while he's alive? That's a slap to every single black person in America. That's a slap in the face, and that's what he pretty much did it for. Like I said, with Jimenez's situation, he didn't suspend her after the WBO did. He waited 3-4 months later to actually George Floyd got murdered, and then he made that decision. Because, like I said,
he was going to make her fight for the belt.
Yeah, man.
He was going to make her fight for the belt.
Like I said, at the end of the day, Jimenez, she failed both the A and B sample, and he stood next to her talking about she's still our champion. We love her unconditionally, and all of the above, just like he did with Margarito. So like I said, the WBC is not respected. Suleiman destroyed the legacy of his father. The WBC is ruined because they standing up for cheaters, supporting cheaters, from Margarito to Jimenez to Tyson Fury. Blind. They don't even want to open an investigation. He want to call Deontay Wilder stupid and irresponsible. However, he's being irresponsible by actually not doing his homework and his research. But we all know why. Because he's partners with the gloves, with the glove company Tyson Fury were. Suleiman is partners with them. That's why At the end of the day, or at least tonight, they all connected.
With Trump supporters.
They all
and
connected.
he's partnered with Trump supporters. And he's partnered with Trump supporters.
Which is a slap to all the Hispanic people out there. That should be a slap to all the Hispanic people out there, because how you let a man like that disrespect your country and your people, and this man standing next to him, proud, smiling. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is at the end of the day.
And look, I'm gonna tell you this too. And
I got a lot of people calling in, so yeah, go ahead and make it quick, because I got a lot of people calling in.
Let me turn this TV down because I'm getting feedback. And I'm gonna tell you this too. If let's say they stripped Tyson Fury, and I can guarantee if they stripped Tyson Fury, he would not give Deontay Wilder the belt back. He would put the belt back up, and he would make Deontay Wilder fight Dillian White for the title. Even though if Tyson Fury got stripped of the belt should go back to Wilder. Right. But he would make Wilder fight for the belt. You know why? Because he doesn't want Wilder to fight for the belt. You know how we can tell he doesn't want Wilder to fight for the belt? Why has Wilder never been sponsored or sponsored with those gloves or given any type of gloves? You know what I'm saying? Why is WBC never sponsored Wilder? Why would they sponsor the challenger against Wilder?
Right.
And put him in some WBC gloves
on the trunks too, and on the trunks too. Yeah. You see the WBC logo. However, the champion that's been reigning for 5 years, representing the WBC, he's not being sponsored by the WBC because it was all a setup. That's why they set up Deontay Wilder. They allowed Tyson Fury to cut off the camera in his dressing room. It was all set up by the commission and the WBC. That's why. But I gotta let you go, Akhi, man. Great talking to you.
Peace.
I have a lot of people calling in, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the calls in a little bit. But for the moment, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to get the topics out of the way because I got so much to talk about. So, like I said, the WBA ordered Ugas to face Abel Romas. I'm not really familiar with him. It should be a pretty comfortable victory for Ugas, and hopefully he will fight a Crawford after that or a big name. I would love to even see Ugas versus a guy like Virgil Ortiz. And then the winner of that could face one of the big-headed monsters in the welterweight division. That could be a possible way for Virgil Ortiz to get to the top, is go through the sleeping giants at the welterweight division, which is Ugas. Ugas is a fighter that takes great angles. He's a fighter that has tremendous fundamentals. He's not the fastest guy in the world, doesn't have the best power in the world, but his skill is up there with the best. Ugas, when he came to the United States, he had to adjust to the pros because we already know he stayed in the amateur system too long. So a lot of losses he took, that wasn't really his best self. He was still kind of he was adjusting to the pros. He's a completely different fighter now. A lot of fighters that defeated him in the past, such as Omar and them, I believe Ugas could watch them. So that's a fight I'm looking forward to. I would have loved to see Ugas versus Mikey Garcia, but that fight is off the table. So we'll see what Ugas does in the future. The sky's the limit. He has an upcoming fight on Fox Sport, I believe, or PBC, one of the two. They haven't announced the network. I'm assuming it's Fox, but it's a PBC card. He's supposed to be fighting for the WBA regular title that Manny Pacquiao vacated since he has the super title. So with that being stated, Lomachenko versus Lopez is back on for September, according to ESPN. That's a great fight. Like I said, Lopez is a dangerous fighter. He reminds me of Prince Nassim Hamed with his gifts, with his attributes, with his skill, and his confidence. He's just missing that jump over the rope. That's all he missing. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, against Lomachenko, though, that's a very dangerous fight. Lomachenko is a very experienced, and he's a southpaw. So that should give him a hell of a challenge. But I'm very intrigued to see how Lomachenko is going to be able to handle a fighter with a lot of power and speed at the lightweight division. Lomachenko haven't really fought a guy with a lot of power at the lightweight division. He fought Linares. Linares is a good fighter with tremendous hand speed, but Linares doesn't bring a lot of attributes that Lopez brings to the table, such as youth, confidence, undefeated, and power and speed with size. So all of the above, I think that's going to give Lomachenko a whole lot of problems. I want Lopez to win, but Lomachenko, I think he's going to get the W via split decision or unanimous decisions because he got the score. He got the judges in his pocket. You see Lomachenko, he goes overseas to the UK. He fights Luke Campbell, but he doesn't get booed. They treat him like the hometown fighter, including the judges. On the other hand, Errol Spence, he goes to the UK against Kell Brook. Oh, he gets no love. He gets chocolate brownies thrown at him. So all I'm saying is Lomachenko, even outside of the United States, he get love. Imagine in the United States where the hopeless, they got some different type of benefits, full cover benefits. Man, listen, Lomachenko got his loss erased on ESPN on more than one occasion. Now, normally when a loss is erased or when ESPN make a mistake, whoever made the mistake, they will come out the next day and apologize and acknowledge the mistake they made. But when it came to ESPN with Lomachenko, after they made the mistake the first time, they did it again to show you it was intentional, to show you they don't care. They want to fool the public. That's the same people y'all complaining about and telling them to push for justice for Deontay Wilder. They simply don't care. That's why you see Tyson Fury tampering with his glove all day and they won't even open an investigation. So with that being stated, I think Lomachenko versus I think Lomachenko versus Lopez is an intriguing matchup. I have to favor Lomachenko for the moment, but Lopez could definitely pull off the upset. He from New York. He from Brooklyn, where I'm from. So, I got to ride for Lopez. My heart says Lopez, but my mind says Lomachenko, and it's mind over emotion, facts over opinion. And I challenge any of you decafs to call in. Shout out to RJ, OG Swag in the comment section. So Deveryachenko has two offers from Canelo and Charlo. Canelo wants to fight him at 168. Charlo wants to fight him at 160. Both fights are tremendous. I believe Deveryachenko won his last fight with Gennady Golovkin. I think he got robbed on DAZN for the obvious reason. DAZN keep thinking that Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez is a blockbuster fight when it's clearly not. So at this point, Canelo versus Deveryachenko is more intriguing than Canelo versus Triple G. I prefer to see Deveryachenko versus Charlo because I want Charlo to fight Deveryachenko because once he get that win, if he capable, then the sky is the limit. The next fight have to be Canelo Alvarez. Canelo can't keep ducking forever. Canelo, just like I tell all his fans that don't know ish about boxing, he can't keep ducking.
Not duck
he gonna
me,
have
son.
to face Charlo.
Better not duck me, son.
But nevertheless, either fight is great. I prefer to see Deveryachenko versus Charlo because they both fight at 160 instead of Deveryachenko having to move up to 168. And then Charlo himself, if he doesn't get the Deveryachenko fight, he himself is going to have to move up and weight and fight Benavidez. According to him, he been wanting to fight Benavidez at 168, and Benavidez team welcomed it with open arms. So they said it's a dangerous fight, more dangerous than Canelo. So to all the Canelo fans that being a no-show on split decision, they know what time it is. Because even Benavidez stated the fight with Charlo is more dangerous than Canelo Alvarez. So you all know what that means. All the excuses you all make as far as who's Charlo? Who did he fight? Well, he fought Trout and he fought J. Rock Williams. But who did Rocky Fielding fight? Nobody. How did he get a Canelo Alvarez opportunity? Oh, well, if my memory served me correctly, he got knocked out by Smith in the first round. Oh, that's why Is that how he got the Canelo Alvarez title shot? By getting knocked out in the first round? Like I said, we all know what time it is. Canelo wants zero smoke with the best. If you want to be the best in the sport of boxing, you have to fight the best. So, with that being stated, like I said, stylistically, Canelo and Charlo versus Deveryachenko is great for either one of them. The fight will be action-packed, entertaining, and good for both of their resume. So we'll see who will get the opportunity. I would prefer to see Charlo versus Deveryachenko. However, Canelo versus Deveryachenko is also a good fight. I'm not complaining. I just want to see Canelo fight some good fighters and quit cherry picking. He need to fight the likes of Andre and Charlo. If he doesn't, his career is a failure. If Canelo Alvarez retired before facing those guys, then his career is a failure. Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell is being ordered by the WBC, which threw me off because Ryan and Linares are on the same stable where that fight is easier to make. So I don't know why will they go with Ryan versus Luke Campbell and Linares versus Fortuna. That didn't make any sense to me. And they left Devin Haney waiting. The guy that's calling out everybody, the guy that called out Lomachenko, Lopez, the guy that called out Ryan, Linares, Luke Campbell, they give him none of these guys? That's a silly move by the WBC. But either way, Ryan versus Luke Campbell stylistically is a good fight because neither of their kryptonite, which is fighting in the inside, is going to be explored fight night. Ryan Garcia doesn't like to fight in the inside, neither does Luke Campbell. That's what pretty much failed him against Lomachenko. So they both like to fight mid-range and outside. So it will be very intriguing. I think that style of a matchup will favor Ryan Garcia because of his speed and power. But still, Luke Campbell's experience and his skill will trouble Ryan Garcia. So this is an intriguing fight to me. I will favor Ryan slightly, but Luke Campbell is a live dog in that fight. I have to see how Ryan Garcia performs. If Ryan washes Luke Campbell, that will be very impressive to say the least. Especially if he could defeat him way more comfortably than Lomachenko did, because Lomachenko struggled tremendously versus Luke Campbell. But stylistically, it's a great fight because both of their attributes is boxing in the outside and being comfortable boxing, more so brawling. So both fighters like to do that. So we'll see who's the better boxer and the better fighter that has timing and attributes, which pretty much should be Ryan Garcia, but Luke Campbell has better experience and he's a veteran. He lost to Linares and Lomachenko in good fights. Nevertheless, he did lose them fights. So is he really on this level that Ryan Garcia claims he is on? So we'll see if Ryan Garcia takes the fight. It's a tremendous fight to have. Ryan stated he loved fighting southpaws. So be my guest. So, make it happen is all I'm saying. So ESPN came out mid-year awarding Tyson Fury and naming him as the fighter of the year, which is a slap to boxing fans. It's a slap to all of the boxing fans. Let me emphasize why. After all the controversy, after Tyson Fury simply getting busted on tape, on camera, on footage of tampering with his gloves, right? They gonna name him as the fighter of the year when it's midway through the year? It's mind-boggling to me. Let me emphasize why. This is equivalence of the cop that murdered George Floyd being awarded the employee of the year. How you think that will feel to all of the protesters? That's pretty much the same thing ESPN did for Tyson Fury. Naming him and giving him the award of the best fighter of the year when it's midway through the year, nothing really took place thanks to the Rona. And y'all give a cheater the fighter of the year? which is a slap to all the boxing fans. Like I said, it's disrespectful for them to do so, because the same fans that's defending Tyson Fury are the same fans defending, or the same people defending, the cop that murdered George Floyd, and they try to justify that situation with whatever logic and lies they throw on the table. So, like I said, ESPN definitely disappoints a whole lot of fans with coming out with that award midway of the year, but it's a distraction. Like I always tell y'all, remember when they were telling Floyd Mayweather, you need to fight Manny Pacquiao. If you don't fight Manny Pacquiao, then your career is a failure. It don't matter if Manny Pacquiao turned down VADA testing. It don't matter if he's taking steroids. You need to fight him. They didn't care if Floyd Mayweather fights a dirty fighter. They just wanted Floyd Mayweather to get beat. Till this day. Now, how ironic, the same year Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, when Manny Pacquiao got awarded as the fighter of the decade by ESPN. Floyd Mayweather beats Manny Pacquiao in an easy fashion, easy work. At least 8 rounds to 4, if you want to be generous to Manny Pacquiao. But to me, it was 10 rounds to 2. A lot of people had it 9 rounds to 3. But I had it 10 rounds to 2, right? So after Floyd Mayweather put on a masterpiece and beat Manny Pacquiao, the fighter of the decade, according to ESPN, they award Ronda Rousey as the fighter of the year. Unbelievable. Now, how ironic, Ronda Rousey got knocked out by Holly Holmes, I believe her name was. Holly Holmes knocked out Ronda Rousey that same year. ESPN awarded Ronda Rousey the fighter of the year over Floyd Mayweather, who beat the fighter of the decade that ESPN gave it to Manny Pacquiao. So that's the corruption we dealing with in the sport of boxing. You damn if you do, damn if you don't. You win, you still damned. You lose, you still damned. You get cheated, you still damned. They won't open an investigation. So it's highly offensive for ESPN to come out midway of the year awarding Tyson Fury as the fighter of the year, when he should be awarded the cheater of the century. That's what Tyson Fury should be awarded, is the cheater of the century. That's the least they could have awarded him, because only a cheater knows how to get away with cheating. And how you explain these footages, like I said, if a picture says 1,000 words, these pictures says 1,000,000 words. They even pay the photographer to take the photos down. That Hope Insurance is better than Geico. That Hope Insurance is full cover. You see the glove caved in. You see the glove curved in, like it's swerved in inside. And they chose to do nothing about the whole situation. You see the gloves, how they supposed to be puffed out? But not Tyson Fury. You see how it's caved in, curved in, especially at the knuckle area where he's doing the damage. Coming from a bare knuckle background. He told you all he was going to put his hands in gasoline and put them on fire fight night. Exactly what he did fight night. You see the gloves caved in, curved in, swerved in. So that's the corruption we dealing with in the sport of boxing. This is the top of corruption we dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. And ESPN wants to award Tyson Fury the fighter of the year, when he still have a rematch with Deontay Wilder. So what if Deontay Wilder knocks him out? What's going to happen then? Is he still the fighter of the year? These same gloves, the WBC and Buffin Sports, are actually partners. That's a conflict of interest. No wonder the WBC defending Tyson Fury blind, because they in on the dirt as well. That's a conflict of interest. So, like I said, it's pretty much a slap to the face to all the boxing fans. Like I said, picture all the protesters. What if the cop, instead of getting locked up, at the time where they send him home, instead of getting locked up, they award him the Employee of the Year. How all of the protesters going to feel then? That's what they pretty much did to Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, the complexion for the protection definitely is a benefit on a whole nother level. I wish I had that type of hope insurance that cover everything. It's truly full cover. So like I said, the WBC are partners with Beffin Sports. That's a conflict of interest. No wonder they defended Tyson Fury blind without any investigation, calling Wilder and his team stupid and irresponsible for stating facts, for stating that the doctor said he has a dent in his head. Do you all know that you will most likely break your knuckle before denting someone's skull? Deontay Wilder, with all his power, he never dent nobody's skull. But on the other hand, Tyson Fury, with his pillow fist, he out here denting people's heads. So we have fighters busting him on tape, tampering with a glove, Nicholas Asbury. We have champions co-signing the allegations, Errol Spence, and former Tyson Fury opponents such as Cunningham. We also have, like I said, trainers co-signing the allegations, exposing Tyson Fury. We have victims, Joey Spencer. What more need to be said? We have footages. And the WBC want to defend Tyson Fury blind. Like I said, the WBC been exposed. I exposed the WBC, and I'm going to leave it in the comment section below of this video. The WBC stood next to Margarito. Margarito, the same person that cheated and loaded up his gloves versus Cotto. They stood next to Margarito and claimed he was innocent. Margarito? Really? He innocent? A conflicted cheater. Y'all claim he's innocent. They stood next to Jimenez, claim she innocent. So there is nothing that the WBC that they could possibly say that will shock me. Nothing they could say. They pretty much an open book, and they showed us their true colors. So might well come out of the closet. I mean, y'all coming out with French fries titles. That this right here is realer than the French fries titles to avoid the fighters on the coincidental list, such as Charlo and Devin Haney. Never seen that before in the sport of boxing. A title that's not a belt nor a championship. They stood next to Canelo, and Canelo Alvarez fell for steroids. So like I said, it's nothing new. They always condone cheaters. That's why Suleiman have been exposed for being a hypocrite and having no honors. He's a man with no honor, with no integrity. He has zero integrity, because if he had 1% of it, he would not have condoned Tyson Fury cheating and post a picture of Jack Johnson cropping Deontay Wilder out of the picture and showing sympathy for Jack Johnson, who's dead and passed away. He want to pay homage and show homage to Jack Johnson, but mistreat Deontay Wilder, who's still fighting today. So you mistreat a fighter that's alive, but you pay homage to a fighter that's dead. Like I said, racism exists to this day in the sport of boxing, just in a different form. You can ask the WBC and the corrupt that's going on in the sport of boxing. So, to make one thing clear, for all the people that keep saying, well, the commission was there. Deontay Wilder, one of his team members was there. First of all, we know Deontay Wilder said he had snakes in his camp. We already knew that. Second of all, didn't Margarito have... didn't Cotto have a person from his team in Margarito locker room or dressing room? Wasn't the commission there? Why didn't they bust Margarito? Why didn't Luis Rusto get busted by the commission? Why didn't Maidana get busted by the commission? That's the $1 million question. Why none of these fighters that cheated in the past got busted by the commission. Not even one. Not even uno. But on the other hand, y'all telling them to investigate Deontay Wilder, they simply don't care. Investigate Tyson Fury. I won't be too surprised if they in on the dirt. Because like I said, not even one time in history they busted any of these fighters that cheated in the past. Not even one time. Just one time. So I won't be too surprised if the commission is in on the dirt as well. Like I said, we know the WBC and the Tyson Fury glove company are partners. So that's the conflict of interest. If they guilty, Tyson Fury guilty. I mean, not just Tyson Fury, but the WBC also guilty. Right? So that's pretty much what we dealing with.
Said, well, Ken, I wear my gloves. This is boxing. This is not called bare knuckle brawl. This is not bare knuckle brawling. The last Mexican fighter we seen, you seen when he wore his gloves. You seen what he tried to do. And then we seen another top ranked fight. He was a top ranked fighter.
You talking about Margarito?
Yeah, Margarito. Then we seen another top ranked fighter who fought a kid back in the day, to where he died when Panama Lewis was in his corner.
You're talking about Luis Resto?
Yes, another top-ranked fighter. Once again, so I mean, these type of things happen in boxing. It's all about my safety. You know, I'm the best fighter in the world, but my safety is first, and his safety should be first also. You know, I have 4 beautiful children that I love. I have a beautiful family that I love, and I have life after boxing. I don't know about him, but we're the A side. I feel that we should be on the even playing field. I'm taking random blood and urine testing. I think he should do the same thing. And
is he?
Absolutely. Yeah. We have to. I'm the face of boxing, and it's about keeping my sport clean.
What is the specific concern with the gloves that he wanted to wear that made you concerned about your safety?
Fuck no.
Yeah, no.
I told him. I done fought. Look, you can feel my knuckle right here. I done fought 1,009. Ain't no fucking padding in the fucking glove. Look at, you can tell. Look at this. You can tell. This motherfucker already like broken in. Come on, man.
There's no padding. How you trying to fight in gloves with no padding? This, like I said before, this is not a bare knuckle brawl. You know, this is a sport. Even though this is a brutal sport, still you got guys that's dying and getting beat with padded gloves. So this guy is trying to fight with gloves with no padding.
What about the ones that were subsequently approved by the commission?
I'm not here to talk about no commission. The only thing I can say is this. Like I said before, this is not a bare knuckle brawl. Once again, my safety is very important to me. I have life after boxing. I have 4.
So as you all seen Floyd Mayweather talk about the topic, a lot of people was claiming that Floyd Mayweather paid Maidana $1.5 million. If the gloves were tampered with, why did Floyd Mayweather pay $1.5 million according to Robert Garcia? Because according to Robert Garcia, those were the same gloves. He fought Maidana, Soto Karass, and all of the above in the past. So he simply told on himself, right? Now the gloves, as you all seen in the footage, it clearly looked tampered with. If you have 2 eyes, judge for yourself. Did them gloves look new? They were new in a box, in a bag, brand new. They clearly look tampered with, right? That's the corruption we dealing with. Floyd Mayweather is the A side. We already know. Floyd Mayweather is always the A side in any negotiations. Now, how crazy is it? Floyd Mayweather is the A side, but he has to tell the commission that I done fought 1,000 times. You ain't gonna get no slick bullshit on me. I could feel my knuckle, and they could care less. The commission was told by the president or the maker of gear of one of the, I believe is Dodge or a particular gear. He told them that the glove looked clearly tampered with. Floyd Mayweather told them the glove looked clearly tampered with. Floyd Mayweather, the CEO, told them the glove looked clearly tampered with. You all could see for yourselves. They told Floyd Mayweather, oh, well, they good. Maidana could fight with him. And they approved Maidana to fight with those gloves. And Maidana threatened, if he don't fight with those gloves, then he's walking out. That's the corruption we dealing with in the sport of boxing. Floyd Mayweather had to pay money so they won't cheat him. Now, how crazy is that? You the A side, you the face of boxing, and you have to pay money. $1.5 million so they won't cheat you. But y'all questioning Deontay Wilder and why they cheated him and the commission. Weren't they there? The same commission that allowed, like I said, Margarito to cheat. That allowed to Resto to cheat. Luis Resto and Maidana. They were trying to allow Maidana to cheat, but Floyd Mayweather busted him because they want Floyd Mayweather to go out of the window to this day. That's why they was doing things out of pocket. I told you all, Floyd Mayweather told every single person that would listen. I didn't just beat my opponent. I beat the referee, the judges, the commission, and many more. Even the network, HBO, was trying to mess with him. So, at the end of the day, or at least the night, when all of you decavs going to face the truth in old media, because people lie, women lie. However, the truth, when it's spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. We have evidence, we have footages, we have witnesses, we have victims. So what else do we need? We even have Deontay Wilder speaking on the subject and his brother. Deontay Wilder is coming out soon to speak on the matter. So when he does drop that bomb squad on the mic and spit the truth, what you all gonna say then? Like I said, if Floyd Mayweather, the face of boxing, have to pay $1.5 million so Maidana doesn't cheat, then that tells you everything about what kind of corruption we dealing with. Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez. He didn't give a damn what kind of glove he wear. He fought all of the hard punchers from Sugar Shane Mosley to Oscar De La Hoya and many more. And all of a sudden, he's tripping about Maidana glove. He fought Canelo, but he's tripping about what kind of glove Maidana's wearing, because as you all could see with your own eyes, Maidana glove was clearly tampered with. And gear makers was telling the commission the glove was clearly tampered with. However, the commission didn't care. So if they didn't care then, why will they care now? Simply the commission getting paid for doing nada, for not doing a damn thing. They not doing their job and they could care less. Matter of fact, they want Floyd Mayweather to get beat, and they was trying to get him beat. Just like they were trying to get Deontay Wilder beat for being outspoken, and they actually got him beat on Black History Month. Now, how disrespectful is that? And just to slap all the fans in the face, they awarded Tyson Fury the Fighter of the Year, midway of the year. It's equivalence of rewarding the cop that murdered George Floyd the award of the year of being the best cop. How you think all the protesters would have felt? That's how all of the true boxing fans and the people that actually love the sport of boxing and don't see any color feel. Now, of course, the decafs love it. The decafs admitted Tyson Fury cheated. They said that the gloves were tampered with. They said that the gloves were photoshopped. That's not real. Them gloves look tampered with. Hell no. I refuse to believe Tyson Fury tampered with his glove. Those gloves are photoshopped. Those photos are photoshopped. That's what Tyson Fury fans claimed. Come to find out that the photo, as you all could click on the description box, the link for the photo is actually on the website. The photo is real. I'm going to provide the link in the comment section. It's also provided in the description box. So Tyson Fury glove, you all can't claim that the picture was photoshopped. You can't claim that, like what's next? You all about to claim that our eyes is photoshopped? So at the end of the day, it's the night. We all know what time it is. The commission is corrupted. WBC is corrupted. As I already told you all on the in and outs, they even increased the computer roll limit the fighter can have in his system. So simply you can eat contaminated meat and you won't get busted for it. So that's how far they willing to go. So if I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm going to request USADA, I believe that's what they call it. The Olympic style testing, not VADA, because VADA, you pretty much could eat contaminated meat and get away with it. You know what I mean? So in the sport of boxing, fighters been dealing with double standards from day one. Didn't start today. This was from this still from Jack Johnson days to this day. It's still taking place, and that's the corruption we dealing with in the sport of boxing. With that being stated, I'm gonna go ahead and do the outro. Once I'm done with the outro, I'm gonna pick up calls. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna do the outro, then I'm gonna pick up calls. And I wish a decaf would call in. I wish a decaf would call in. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't listen to these decafs, aka dumb casual ass fans / old media that don't know shit about boxing. Word to Roger Mayweather, may he rest in peace. Subscribe, click on the notification bell, share this video. Make sure you all click on the notification bell to get notified when I do post or go live on Split Decision. As you all know, I mix, master, engineer, produce Split Decision while knocking out all of the decafs that don't even got the cojones to call in to this day. They stay talking that crap in the comment section, but not even one of them will call in and debate with intelligence. I simply lose brain cells debating with these decafs. If I had a lower IQ, I could have enjoyed y'all conversation, but I got a higher IQ. So if you even dream about debating Akhi and being Akhi in the debate and putting a blemish on Akhi record, which is 500-0 with 500 KOs, you better wake up and call in, apologize on Split Decision Live. With that being stated, to all the decafs, stop hating and call in. The number is in the description box. And I'm going to go ahead and play this clip, then I'll pick up the call. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from? Hello? Hello? Oh, hold on. My bad. I had to get the studio back on. Okay, how you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
This is Jason from Cleveland, Ohio.
I got you. Talk to me, fam. I got a lot of people calling in, and I don't got that much time, so...
I understand. I'll try to be quick, real quick. First of all, for all the other white people, that hillbilly dude does not represent us, and everybody should just love each other and try to come together right now. I think everybody's trying to keep us fighting, and we got to all just stick together because they'll be a lot more scared of us if we're united. But let me get to the boxing. So I got a question. You were talking about him dipping his hands in gasoline. Does that harden your hand? Is that what the point of that is?
No, that was just metaphor. He was saying that he was going to dip his hands in gasoline and put it on fire fight night. And that's what he simply did. He tampered with his glove, and he gained power out of nowhere and looked like Mike Tyson.
Right, for sure. You could tell from the pictures. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I like Deontay Wilder, too. So you're saying in the left glove, his hand was in the wrist, and in the right glove, the padding was moved up higher to so his knuckles could be exposed, correct?
100. And like I said, he simply, they created power for him. Just like they wanted to create, whatchamacallit, they wanted to create a Rocky in real life. And they had their moment, but it all backfired because now his win is ruined. Tyson Fury, his career is you can't say he's not a great because he cheated on more than one occasion. He took steroids and now he tampered with a glove on more than one occasion. So you can't be a great and cheat is all I'm saying. So his legacy is ruined, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. If that's the case, then I completely agree. And I know you got a lot of people calling. I just started watching your show, man. You're doing great. Much love to you, and you take care, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you for calling in, Akhi. 100. Go ahead, call as many people as I can. Please state your comments and How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from? Hello? Yes, sir. You live.
Hi, this is Jonathan.
Jonathan, talk to me.
Hey, man. I just in the words of the great Teddy Roosevelt, complaining about a problem without offering a solution is called whining. And that's all you're doing is whining like a little bitch.
The solution is the solution is to suspend Tyson Fury from fighting ever again. Tyson Fury needs to be locked up for the criminal act he did. This is not making excuses. You simply being a fanboy. I know Tyson Fury is your daddy and you his son. But don't be butthurt because you got a bandit and now you want to show your daddy love, Tyson Fury, so he could, get you back under his wing. At the end of the day, or at least the night this man cheated in front of your eyes, you call in to troll instead of saying anything factual or debating any of the facts. You see evidence. You see photos. I showed y'all photos of Tyson Fury glove being tampered with. One thing that don't lie is your eyes. But you not trying to find the truth. You hiding from the truth. So quit being a little B and face the truth. Because you don't got the cojones to even talk like a man. You want to talk trash behind the phone? You think that's being a man? You won't say none of that to my face. I promise you that. So at the end of the day, you just another troll that got knocked out on split decision. Now he hang up. See, he not man enough to talk to me. Y'all, you all heard what Mike Tyson said. You not man enough to talk to me. You want to troll behind a phone. And please tell me why you hating? I know why you hating. Because I keep telling the truth. But I'd rather be hated for telling the truth than be loved for telling a lie. I'm not Max Kellerman. I could care less. The haters amuse me. Haters amuse me because they have female parts. They have female tendency. So I'm going to go ahead and call in. Go ahead and call the number. Like I said, I'm trying to get as many calls as I can. Hey, man, y'all decafs. Like I said, y'all be in the comment talking a whole lot of that. But when it's live... Yes. Y'all got nothing to say. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is or where you calling from?
I'm calling from Long Beach, California. This is Jose Yepes.
Talk to me. We got, we short on time, so let me know how you feel. Okay.
I'll try to be quick. See, the whole thing about this whole cheating scandal.
It's not a scandal. This is not scandal. Don't say that. This is Tyson Fury cheating. Name it that because let's call it what it is.
All right, you said he cheated according to you. Well, anyways, the whole thing about it is it really doesn't matter if Wilder,
it do matter.
PVC, Al Heyman. I mean, I'm trying to be quick. If Al Heyman, PVC, Wilder, any of his legal team doesn't do anything,
he will. I already contacted with Deontay Wilder team, and he will. See, you sound like a decaf. You don't want to respond to none of the points I made. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is? Or where you calling from? Quit running from the truth. Face it. Like I said, if you're going to debunk anything, then talk about it. Talk about the photos. Tell us it's Photoshop. Tell us our eyes are Photoshop. Tell us something. I mean, come on, man. Come out with an excuse. Don't just say, well, Wilder and his team, this and that. Well, Wilder going to speak for himself. Quit speaking for him. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is or where you calling from?
Greg. I'm calling from Vegas.
Greg from Vegas, man. Where you been at, man? You ain't been calling through.
No, I missed the show last week, but
that's okay.
I'm here today.
I got you. We don't have that much time, so can you please let me know how you feel in 2 minutes?
Question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. What is your opinion on Alexander Usyk?
Alexander Usyk, I think he's a great fighter for a cruiserweight, but we yet to see him versus a legit heavyweight. I think the heavyweight division is a huge weight jump from a cruiserweight. Fighters that were successful in the past, that were capable of making the jump, were guys like Holyfield, even Muhammad Ali. At one point was really a light heavyweight, and then he grew to a heavyweight. But guys like that, I think they were that special. But Usyk, I think he's good. we just have to see him versus a legit heavyweight. I honestly, if I'm being truthful, I didn't like how he looked his last fight against Witherspoon, I think his name was, because Witherspoon he's like a fighter that was not himself anymore.
He didn't look impressed.
Yeah, and he wasn't all that anyways, and he was catching Usyk with a lot of left and right hands. So I didn't like that. So till I see him versus an actual legit heavyweight, which should be his next fight, then I could gauge him better. But yeah, you could let me know how you feel about Usyk in the heavyweight division.
Well, I agree with you. I don't think he's proved himself, and I don't like how dumbass Max Kellerman ranked him the number 4 heavyweight.
What?
I think that's total. Yeah.
Man, what is he doing, man? What is he doing? Number 4? There's
so many other talented heavyweights out there, and to throw a guy who just jumped in the division.
Right. I mean, it's silly. It's silly to say the least, because you have, like, let me just name a few on top of my head, right? You got AJ, Tyson Fury, Wilder. You have Luis Ortiz. You even have to put Dillian White, because Dillian White proved himself in the heavyweight division above a guy like Usyk, especially at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So to put him number 4 is silly, to say the least.
With what's his name? Daniel how do you say
Dubois,
his name?
yeah, Daniels. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he a high prospect.
Joyce is good too.
Yeah, he good. I will favor him over Usyk in the heavyweight division.
All above Usyk, wouldn't you?
Right. I mean, that's a great point, man. And I wish you called in a little bit earlier, because I would have loved to continue talking about this subject. But I appreciate talking to you. But you need to call in next week a little earlier, all right?
Okay, I got you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Greg from Vegas. You know he always coming in with that knowledge, unlike these trolls. So I'm going to try to get a troll or two. Hopefully, I'm trying to find somebody that's actually got something smart to say, man. I mean, like, at the end of the day, the ones that don't even got the cojones, if you're not going to say something that you would say in front of my face, don't say it on the phone. Because you showing that you're not a man. You simply a female. So my equipment is about to die on me. Some people are not picking up. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida. Talk to me. What's going on?
Hey, man. My thing is, I feel like, body language is very important. You feel me?
Right.
Like, it ain't always what people say. You feel me?
Right.
And, man, that referee got to be held accountable. You feel me?
You talking about the one that was in Cotto versus Margarito referee as well?
That too.
Yeah.
That too. I'm just saying, I'm talking about the Tyson Fury versus Wilder. When you looking at those pictures, that referee, the look in his eyes, like he was in on this. You feel me? Just to go back and watch the video and see him touch this man's glove and okay that, all of that is slime ball.
Right.
You feel me?
And like he was the same referee for Cotto versus Margarito.
And that's what I said. Yeah, he ain't no good. Like if you, the look in his eyes, he was scared for a while that he just couldn't say nothing.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
He expected this man to die right there in front of him.
Yeah, crazy, right? And
yeah, man.
But you know what Deontay Wilder always say? Deontay Wilder always say his grandma tell him he's special. He the chosen one. Now, if Deontay Wilder is not damaged good, because we do have to raise the question, is Deontay Wilder damaged good after the dent in his head, right? But if he is, back 100%, in the trilogy fight when Tyson Fury can't tamper with his glove and going to get exposed for having no power, if Deontay Wilder could catch a body or put us knock his ass out, man, he gonna make history. He gonna write the ending of his movie. That right hand is the right hand of justice, and the movie's gonna end with being called the right hand of justice. He could be the narrative of that movie, Deontay Wilder is, as long he knocked Tyson Fury out in the trilogy fight. That's if we have a trilogy fight, because from what I heard, Deontay Wilder might actually go the other route and request justice from day one. For with them for Tyson Fury and the commission and the WBC all of them kind of coming together doing him dirty like that.
Because they really may have robbed this man of his career.
Right.
You know? And people not looking at it like that. They're just like, hey, get your ass back in there and get beat up again.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they want.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, if I'm him, I would not do a trilogy fight till this man is actually goes to court and face his charges, and I get my belt back. I defend it a couple times. Then if I want a trilogy fight to knock his ass out for doing me dirty, I do that. But I'm gonna want justice first. But people, you know, some people operate differently. Obviously, Deontay Wilder. He, you know, I always say the second thing next to the sweetest thing next to getting mushy is that revenge. So Deontay Wilder might want to operate like Tupac.
Hey, what I would love for to happen is for my boy to like to just break the bank. I'm talking about sue all of them motherfuckers and say fuck boxing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about
he got the money too. He got the money too.
Yeah, I'm talking about walk away with like 500 million type shit. Cause they owe this man. This is ridiculous, dog.
Right.
You
That's
know
what I'm saying. I mean, like I said, these decafs and these trolls, none of them responds to any of the allegations. Like, how crazy is it? They call in, and instead of debunking anything I have to say, I got a mountain of evidence. And instead of them debunking anything I have to say, they troll instead. Now, what sense does that make? They letting you know they don't give a damn if Tyson Fury cheated or not. Just like the WBC said, this is too significant. This is the win of the century to him. It's one of the biggest wins of all time, according to him. Ridiculous, because he knows no fighter on the hope list ever defeated a fighter on the coincidental list on this level. That's why he feels like that. And he simply told on himself. He revealed too much of the truth, trying to make excuses. The man simply lied. He said he was in both dressing rooms. When I debunked that and showed that was a lie, Deontay Wilder team said that was a lie. Wilder said that was a lie. Footages say that was a lie. As big as the WBC Suleiman, his big ass tail, he bigger than Tyson Fury. We didn't see him when Tyson Fury team cut off the cameras. He was nowhere to be found. We didn't see him with BET Sports footages. He was nowhere to be found. So what the hell this man talking about? He was there the whole time watching everything. Like I said, they're all in it. They all in it as well. So with that being said, you know, lay out your last couple comments because my computer about to die and I got to take us out.
No, I'm just saying, you know, like baseball, you know, and the Pete Rose type, they've been exposed. You know, basketball. You got NBA refs been exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows all these, you know, this shit is basically fake. But being that it's boxing and we got our own hand in on it, they showing you they got other ways they can cheat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I always got a new way. I mean, Tyson Fury is an expert at cheating. That's why Tyson Fury gets awarded the cheater of the century. He's not the fighter of the year. ESPN should have awarded Tyson Fury the cheater of the century because this man is literally a genius of how he thinks outside of the box when it comes to cheating. And that's a fact. I mean, from him taking steroids, blaming it on a wild boar, paying $25,000 for a man to lie in court and getting away with that. I mean, how you get away with paying a man to lie in court and then loading up his glove and have everybody in his pocket backing him up? From the WBC to old media, the corrupted media, I'm going to call them. That's
what I'm going to say, well, you already know, his manager is a billionaire heroin dealer, so you already know.
Hey, what's understood? Hey, what's understood don't got to be explained. When you got somebody like that backing you up, you know what I'm saying? That's even his own sparring partner that tried to defend him, claiming that Tyson Fury and him laughed at Deontay Wilder excuses, right? He said that we laughed at Deontay Wilder denting his head, and he thanked the commission for that. He said, thank the commission for allowing us to cheat then, right? Tyson Fury's sparring partner, he actually committed murder one time by actually killing a person that don't know how to fight, a college person. He fought him in the street and knocked him out and killed that man. And now he's trying to get his license back to fight again. So all I'm saying, you see what type of people Tyson Fury surround himself with. You are who you hang with. Tyson Fury hanged out with Billy Joe Saunders. That's his best friend. When Tyson Fury lost all that weight, the 150 pounds, he was hanging out with Billy Joe Saunders. They were in the same training camp with Ben. Billy Joe Saunders, that same training camp, he got busted for steroids when he was about to fight Andre. So what are we talking about, man? What are we talking about at the end of the day? This man is simply a cheater.
And matter of fact, Ricky Hatton is one of his little homeboys. You feel me?
And you saw what Ricky Hatton pushing out his gloves.
Look, Ricky Hatton had to have something in his gloves, and Mayweather didn't let him wear those type. That's why Mayweather just beat the snot out of him, and Pacquiao beat the snot out of him. But before then, he was just like the toughest, the hardest hitting white boy you ever seen. You know what I mean?
You probably right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, those last 2 fights, he turned into a Potiphar. You know what I mean? So obviously, he's a part of that team. That team Tyson Fury that they load up their gloves. Because other than that, we already know they ain't really no fighters. They ain't hitting hard.
Right, my man. You seen Tyson Fury pushed? He pushed. I believe. Excuse me. You seen Ricky Hatton push Tyson Fury glove out in the first fight. I posted a video on that exposing Ricky Hatton for doing so, which was heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, how this man? I mean, a former world champion, do that? I mean, come on, man. He in it as well. Is that what you telling me? But with that being said, man, you the last caller. I appreciate talking with you. I'm gonna go ahead and take us out. So I appreciate you for calling in. Call in next show, all right?
Peace, Akhi.
Peace, Akhi. 100.
What?